Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me and thank you chat managers for your help. I appreciate it. If you like the channel, please subscribe and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Tomorrow we're gonna have Diane Starrow with us. So it's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be a fun time. Okay. I'll do our because things are jumping in front of my eyes, well, in my mind. I feel like going with Iran first, who's procuring missiles and drones to Ukraine now. Briefly yesterday afternoon, this can be very dangerous. I was feeling it last night because those mullahs, although they're not crazy, but they don't like us. But what I was reminded of is the fact that those mullahs, I was trying to figure out, for some reason I never realized until last night, the potential of Iran's behavior, collaborating with Russia, okay, by procuring them weapons and how we're going to react. Because I don't feel we are going to stand around and do nothing. I'm sorry, I'm going to turn on something and watch them basically, creating havoc, help Russia kill Ukrainians, basically. And this morning, what I saw, I just read it a couple of minutes before I came on. We have a submarine, and it seems like we let Iran and our enemies and the Persian Gulf that we have a nuclear power submarine in the area that is capable of firing 20 intercontinental ballistic missiles. Do you guys remember I told you about that? I didn't tell you where it was. I didn't know anyway. But I told you, don't worry about it because Russia knows. Regardless, they will get hit 100 times harder than they can hit us in any event. Iran is playing a very dangerous game by helping Russia. And I feel Biden is doing that thing because yes, Biden has some great people around him, and Biden is very smart as well. He's making the right decision. That's what I'm trying to convey when it comes to, because he knows all these people. When it comes to the Iranians, Putin's behavior, and other enemies that include Xi as well. But what I'm trying to say is if you hear people talking about it, the level of danger that is involved here, having the Iranians stepping in to help Russia. Like I said yesterday, I feel like saying that in the not too distant future, they will have systems that will help them. They will have radars and anti-ballistic or anti-missile systems that will help them against those drones. And the drones, there are other tools as well that can help them. But what I wanted to let you know that don't worry about the Iranian. They don't want people to know anyway. It's because Iran is not comfortable with it, and they know we can make them pay a price for it, and we will. It's a question of when Biden decides to hit them. But don't worry about it. This is just Putin being in a corner. He doesn't know what to do, and he's terrified. And the next Well, yes, he's terrified. My prediction is those moves. Yes, unfortunately, the Ukrainians, I didn't want to miss that point, are in the cold and there's blackout in Ukraine, but that those things will be fixed. Okay, that's not going to help Putin. As far as I intuitively right now, I feel nothing he can do. Putin, that is, can do to change the course of this war. Barring a tactical nuclear weapon, I don't think he wants to do that. It's too scary for him and his family and people around him. He doesn't want to die yet. So I feel we're going to be okay. Joel Tilson says, will Ukraine attack missile sites in Russia? I don't feel they will do it in Russia because we don't want them to. But there are certain things. Remember yesterday I said there were other things I'm not going to talk about. I will. There are a couple of things. It feels like to me Ukraine can do or will do. Okay, stay tuned. But this is a temporary band-aid, and I don't know how many of you heard this morning that Trump is complaining that, how did he put it? Somebody posted something they heard from, he's feeling worn out. Trump is feeling worn out. I'm just using Trump as an example, okay? Putin is feeling the same way, worn out. He is living in fear. Like I said the other day, he's even afraid of his own shadow. That trap door, he knows at any moment he may find himself crossing one of those. Okay? So, no, I don't feel Ukraine needs to attack any missile site in Russia. But those that are in Ukraine, regardless if they are in so-called liberated areas that Putin has called martial something, they will be destroyed. So that if you consider that part of in Russia, yeah, the answer is yes. But Russia proper, no. And I think it's a smart approach to fighting this war. They don't have to attack Russia within Russia. And to go back to the Trump tire, do you guys remember not too long ago, I told you not to be surprised if Trump tries to make a deal with DOJ? I feel it's coming. And when I read last night that Trump made that statement, he's worn out, he's open now to the FBI coming back to Mar-a-Lago to search. What is them? People are stupid. I think they should take him on it anyway. Go and search the property again. But that's not the only property they should search. I feel intuitively they should search any properties belonging to any of the Trump, to all of the Trumps, and also other activities they have taken part in, including the computers. Forensically, there are ways of doing that, unless, well, there are ways you can clean your hard drive. But to make it impossible for someone to retrieve any information that was stored in there, okay? But I feel, regardless, they have to, if the FBI decides to take them on the offer, they should search everyone, barring no one. They should not leave anyone out in the family, because they are all in on it. And things are getting very serious for Trump now. And also, if he thinks he's worn out, give him another couple of months. That's when he's really going to be worn out. He's not worn out. The thing is, he doesn't see a way out of this. All his expectations, like he was going to be respected, people wouldn't take a chance on because he has MAGA behind him, things wouldn't happen, nothing would happen to him. He's beginning to realize all those things don't mean squat. The government is going to go after him. And I'm sure all of you have heard last night, a judge basically said Trump lied to the court. And it was on purpose. Eastman told Trump in an email that Trump should not lie about certain numbers of electors or something like that, but he said, Trump did it anyway. And it's something that had to do with sending some documents to the court, and Trump signed it and sent it. So all those things are piling on. We heard about it last night, but it feels like to me he's known for a while what was coming. So I feel like saying all those things, and also how much money this is going to cost him. They are, they are adding up every day. His life is going to change drastically, and that of his family. So all of them right now are thinking about what to do. One person I feel that's trying to keep her distance still is Ivanka. Somebody mentioned once, someone said Ivanka may turn on him. I wouldn't be surprised if she does it. Because the thing is, Kushner told her to do everything she can, because they've discussed. And to Olivia, I feel like saying, all the if-thens, if this happens, what do we do? They've done it all. I think I've mentioned before they were planning. And their conclusion is for Ivanka to do everything she possibly can. That includes give information, be honest. Marjorie Greene says a crook is just a crook. For Ivanka to just, they don't want to put it like, turn your father in, but she has to tell the truth if she's called upon by the government to do that. So the notion that Trump is going to be able to, have one of his kids to take the fall, Ivanka won't, because as I'm talking to you, I am seeing Don Jr. and Eric and their wives and girlfriends around Trump, but I'm seeing a distance between Ivanka and Kushner with Trump. And I've told you before what I saw coming, that Kushner doesn't want to go to jail. She doesn't want to go to jail. Well, what DOJ is going to do is a whole different story. But that's their plans. The next reference is Marjorie Taylor Greene this morning, and the Atlanta Journal, I believe they call it a newspaper in Atlanta, in Georgia, but it's a prominent paper. I can't remember the name right now. I believe it's Atlanta Journal, something like that. They said that Marjorie Taylor Greene tried to, she texted. These people are geniuses. Oh my God. She texted Senator Lafleur, the woman who ran against, asking her to support, basically to decline to vote for Biden. I mean, not for Biden, but to hold what he's supposed to do as far as the Constitution is concerned. Biden has the proper number of, I'm going to say delegate because I know there is another different name for it, and Biden should be president. She was recruiting people, senators, it feels like to me, basically to deny Biden the presidency. I think Marjorie, remember guys, a long time ago I said she was going to have some legal problems? Yeah, she had one already. I feel she's going to have another one because the district attorney, Ms. Willis, is going to look under her hood to find out, everything that's not right. Somebody saying audio skipping. Are you guys experiencing audio skipping? Carrie G. Well, I am not moving anything. Mama Jen, Carrie G. I am not sure why you having. Okay, thank you, Cinderella. If Cinderella is seeing, okay, everyone is having fine. So it may be the area where you guys are at. Sorry, but okay, great. Thank you, Craig. Okay, glad. But yes, I feel Fannie Willis is gonna check out MTG besides the Justice Department. She is gonna have to spend some money to defend herself and quit being so arrogant. And she's gonna play the same card, the same game that Trump is playing. She's popular among the MAGAs, thinking she's going to bully her way out of this. It's not going to happen. I am not seeing bars yet for her, but she's going to have some problems. And like I said yesterday, Karen B says bad audio. It's not on my end. Sorry, Karen. Try to get out and go back in again. See what happens. But I feel like saying she is going to have some major issues. She's had one. She was able to get away and not paying any, not facing any consequences. But this one, I don't feel she's going to be able to be, she will be so lucky. I don't think so. Guys, if some people are fine and others are having problems, that may means it's in your end, maybe your internet provider or something like that. Johnny S. says that's right. MTG is in Georgia, yeah. And it's funny jurisdiction. Fannie Willis is not going to leave anyone out. Everyone that ever took part in the January 6th thing, if you did anything in Georgia, and she's in Georgia, Herbert Foreman says, my son is intermittent. Herbert, if I wish there was something I could tell you to do. If your sound is not good, but other people can hear me fine, it's not on my end. It's just like if I could find an example, if I can think of an example to give you. There is only one where this thing goes out. Okay, so there is nothing. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. All right. Okay, Kyrie G turned her system off and she turned it back on, and it's working fine. So everyone, please try that. But it's not on my end. In any event, thank you, Sandra Peterson. Yeah, MTG is going to have some issues, and a lot of people are going to jail, many more than I thought from the beginning. So this is going to be You know, we're going to go through a period, and I think, and I'm praying that Garland will have the strength to do what is needed. If Garland indicts Trump, and I think he will, guys, it's unfortunate, but this country, money and power has gone in the head of a lot of Republicans to the point where they don't care about the country. And they're hiding, behind God to have their way. And they are conning a lot of simple-minded folks in order for them to do what they want to do. There was a historian this morning. I didn't know I was going to mention his name, so I didn't write it down. He was on Morning Joe this morning. I'm sure some of you who watch Morning Joe know who I'm talking about. And he said he wrote a book. He just published a book, and he mentioned something like Lincoln said that when people are in government for themselves, I'm paraphrasing, okay, nothing good can come out of it. But, if they are in to serve the country for the right, being in for the right reason, okay, then things should work out fine. So where we are right now, we have a bunch of Republicans, and they seem to be, McCarthy, and exactly McCarthy fit that bill, because they were discussing McCarthy this morning, and that resonated with me. And I've said it before, but I didn't word it so beautifully as Lincoln and these people. What I usually said, these people don't care about the country, they just care about themselves, their own, the money and power. That's what concerns me. I feel Garland is going to be able to clean house. That's what's going to be, we are going to need at the federal level and at the state level as well. But I feel like saying once people starts to go to jail, people at the top of the MAGA food chain, the people, Trump, people close to him, everyone who was involved. And yes, there are a lot of people, and a lot of them are going to go to jail. Once that starts to happen, that will get the attention of some people at the state level. Some people at the state level were involved in January 6th as well, and they will pay a price. And to believe it, that's what I feel, okay? But there are others who are smart enough to hide by passing laws and stuff like that. They're going to start looking, over their shoulders and try to be more careful, because we're going to have to, they may call it differently, but I'm going to use the word purge. A lot of people among elected officials, they're going to have legal problems and not being able to recover, or basically lose their seats. That's going to have to happen before we get to a better place in this country, leaving behind the Trump stench. And Republicans as well, these people, that's who they were to begin with. Otherwise, no one in their right minds would follow Trump unless you were corrupt already, or tendency to be corrupt. What I'm talking about, people like Marjorie Greene, Nunes, the Kash Patel, General Flynn, who has, who wants to have his way by any means necessary. So I feel like saying, I think Garland has it, but that's what's going to have to take place. Besides some of them losing their seats, the legal ramification for their involvement on January 6th, and also, well, that's the only way in this country we do things legally. They have to make sure that these people suffer the consequences. Okay? But I feel that's coming. Decisions are going to have to be made. And it feels like to me, as I'm talking about it, Garland knows. But that's a bet down the line because you have to get the big fish first. Trump, that is. And once they lasso him, forget it. That will be it. Because a lot of people did not think, I'm not talking about us, regular folks, no psychics. I'm talking about people around Trump like Epstein who told him, I'm sure you guys heard in the news because that's how I find out. He's one of those people, Trump fanboy, that's saying to Trump to take a hard line when it comes to the federal government. Now, him and Trump are going to suffer the consequences of being that arrogant. And it's, he's doing it simply because, wants to be thinking that Trump, first of all, would be able to become president again. What a dream. What a dream. And to stay on the good graces of a billionaire. So he could have free access to free food, to Mar-a-Lago, among other, simple perks people with low self-esteem appreciate, like Epstein. Because there is no way. What I'm seeing, I don't know these people, but when I look at Epstein's face, low self-esteem is written all over it. That's the only way you will take part. I mean, if you can go there and stay and, after realize, wait a minute, I don't belong here, and you leave. But these guys, they crossed the red line for Trump, and they're about to find out. And he's not the only one. Kash Patel and company, the people that Trump was using to overthrow our democracy, they're still at it. Republicans are still at it. But they're all going to catch major blowback, guys. McCarthy, who thinks, he's on top of his game now because it seems like he realizes he can taste it right now, becoming majority leader. Yeah. So, intuitively, I feel like saying, don't worry. They will all suffer the consequences. And as I'm saying this, I am seeing McCarthy a few years down the road not having much money, I don't know why, regretting some of the decisions that he's making today. This is my prediction for McCarthy. Other people around him will go to jail. Let's see what happens. Okay. Thank you, Anna Webb, for letting me know. No, I know it's not on my end. It's unfortunately, it may be on some of the people who are complaining. It's on their end. They have to turn on their devices and stuff like that. It may have to do with their cable, their internet provider. So, yeah. One second. I just want to make sure if I wrote down something. There is give me a second. Guys, I remember yesterday I mentioned there is going to be another layer or I mentioned something. There's going to be another group of people, other things that we're going to find out. I believe that was in reference of that I mentioned yesterday. they're going to uncover a whole new group of people that were part of the planning of the January 6th, among other things. I feel that's what we are beginning to see right now with this Marjorie Greene contacting Loeffler. I'm sure there are other people. And she went to the White House to meet with Trump, and she was inviting all kinds of people to come to the White House for planning. And also, Trump and Eastman, some of the stuff that the email that they found, the interaction between Trump and Eastman, and Trump decided he didn't care about the law. He just signed the document. He knew it was a lie. It feels like to me this thing is going to be bigger than it's going to reveal, or has revealed, because they know a lot more than we are aware of right now. That's why yesterday I was getting there is going to be another layer of investigation and things that we are going to find out. Oh boy. This is going to be fun. All right. I will answer your questions. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't rattle on too long. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. Joni S says, Cheryl 522 loved Val Demings. SmackDown, she's awesome. Oh my God. I was thinking about that again because I'm trying to figure out if she's going to win. Although Rubio has some leads on her, but I feel her performance is helping her, and also the problem, guys, I know she moved the needle. The problem is, in Florida, there is a campaign right now. Obviously, DeSantis and company are doing it. They are scaring a lot of people from voting. It's happening in Arizona as well. I don't know how many, I'm sure you guys have heard that DeSantis is sending out his voting police or something like that, he calls it, election police. They have arrested about 12 people. And this is part of their movement to basically instill fear in people and prevent them from going out to vote. Because, if you see people being arrested, regardless, those people supposedly it's because they were, they committed crime in the past. It's a whole, I'm sure you guys know what I am talking about. But other people, that can instill fear in them. They're not going to go out and vote. And that's what's causing me a lot of agita. How that's going to affect the turnout. And the same thing is happening in Arizona. I'm sure some of you have, or if not all of you have seen it. There is a clip of, and there is a woman who went on Bannon's, whatever he called a podcast, whatever he calls it. I think he calls it a podcast, where they have people in Arizona video recording people who go up to drop boxes to drop their melon or whatever they call it. Instead of going inside, you just go to the drop box and you drop your vote, your document. They have people, Republicans have people standing there It's a tactic to suppress the vote. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's what's scaring me. And that's what I've been explaining to you guys. The energy is with Democrats. But those different tactics that Republicans are employing is the problem. That's what's giving me agita. Carrie G says, will the immigration problem be resolved? Yes. Republicans don't want to resolve it, my friend. But I don't know exactly when, but it will be resolved. Hang in there. If you know people, tell them to hang in there. Okay. Let me answer some more questions. Madeline H., enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for helping and for being here. Okay. Let's see. Barbara Oldham is asking. Oh, she's talking. No, it's not Barbara. Oh, Liz Truss. Yes. Shazamo, I saw that Shazamo says Liz Truss resigned as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. You know, I mean, she's a very bright woman. I wasn't surprised. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not like. I don't know how. I believe he was the finance minister. You know. I don't know why, but I don't like him. That black guy who was finance minister. The minute I saw him, I'm sure. I don't know how these things work in England. Okay, but this guy did not give me a good feeling. It's not because, I didn't think he could do the job. Like the mayor of London is a very smart guy. I think he's still the mayor of London. There are other people she could have picked. But for some reason, this guy was a little bit arrogant. He thought he knows better than everyone else. That was my problem with him. Please let me know if I'm wrong, guys. The gentleman who was finance minister and who wanted to repeat the same tax, give the rich tax breaks and let the people at the bottom eat crow. You know what I mean? I did not like him at all. Okay, but that was before he even announced stuff because, sometimes, whenever I interact with people and I'm somewhere and I say I don't like somebody, people never get it anyway, so. That was my biggest problem when I was in corporate. I would say I don't like somebody, and they say, "What's wrong with you?" Yeah, but they don't know. Okay. Yes, Bumpy says Sheldon Whitehouse has a new book out, and yes, he is spilling the beans on dark money, how those judges, Supreme Court judges, I found and rushed through the process and installed in the courts. Yep. Okay. Mildred H says these people are told who to pick in government. Wow. Well, that was not a good pick. Let me see. Oh, Palm C8KS says they used to do this in Fannie Hammer's time, but it did not stop people from voting. Well, I hope you're right, Palm C8K, because it does have an effect. Thank you, Mark Austin Khan. Thank you, the mayor of London. I hope it doesn't have as much of an effect. That's my problem. Joe Osemimi says, can DOJ do something to stop voter intimidation by the GOP? Oh yeah. Do you guys remember for a long time there was a court order to prevent them to do the very same thing we see them doing right now, some way, somehow, I'm not quite sure they were able to overturn it, or it expired, it wasn't renewed, something to that effect. That's why they are back to doing using the same old tactics they used to use a long time ago. Yeah. And it's going to get worse, if I'm not mistaken, because they are planning, according to them, they are planning on having people inside to monitor the vote. Yeah, right. Okay. Let's see. You matter to me says Trump as president again is a nightmare. That's never going to happen. You matter to me. That, I'll bet. I'll bet my retirement on. Trump is so done, it's not funny. And people you hear, journalists who are repeating the Trump, to be president again, gas prices, they keep repeating the same stupid questions, they are lazy upstairs. That's the problem. Trump is not going to be president again. Not happening. If there is something I'm sure about, this is it. Yeah, I don't even think he'll run again. Where Trump is right now, nah. CC, you have a point there. CC says, is Kevin McCarthy self-sabotaging? I think so. He said they would cut funding to Ukraine. You know what I find amazing? It's how Republicans are going out and threaten people. They're going to cut Social Security. They won't allow for the country to raise the debt ceiling. I mean, a whole litany of stuff. And I don't understand. They are telling us what they're going to do, but some people will vote for them anyway. And then they're going to start complaining, just like they did for Trump. They voted for him, and after that, oh my God, we can't take it anymore. They voted for him. Okay, friends, thank you very much for spending time with me. We got to keep, smiling and relax. We're going to be okay. We'll get through this. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilu.com, or you can send me an email or give me a call on my YouTube number. We can negotiate a time that's good for both of us to talk. If you like the channel, please subscribe and also tap on the notification bell. And also give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. Again, thank you everyone for your support. Thank you, chat monitors. I will see you all tomorrow unless something major happens later, but I doubt it. I will see you all tomorrow. Till then, bye.